Am I live now? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Back on the grind again. I think I might have done it wrongly or incorrectly. I tried to add the chat function because like yesterday I noticed people were chatting with like chatting or two people were like, sending me messages. And yeah, I feel bad for not like responding to them. So yeah, I'm doing my best now. Um, And for those who don't know, this is like I'm doing this mainly just to practice going through a more interview-based, yeah, like the interview-based coding. So, and I haven't done it for a while, so everything is a little bit rusty, and I'm horrible at explaining my intuition and the way I like process through a question because I think it's better for me to like explain things while I'm doing it because previously in interviews, I would just like write the code, then explain what I did, and then just write some more. And generally, sometimes I would make mistakes because the code wasn't perfect. So now I'm just like practicing from the beginning. I noticed so there's so many things I've forgotten already. So yeah. So yeah, I failed this one. Failed. I misunderstood it, you could say, earlier. But I don't remember the solution. I saw the solution. I was like, okay, it makes sense. I still think it's worse than what I had, or did I? Like, I don't. I think the solution was like do. Yeah, it was a number and a string and a I don't pound. Is it called a pound sign? Is this called a pound sign? I don't know what it's called. I'm not an English speaker. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I remember they did it that way, and I was like, yeah, you like, I think it would work better, possibly. However, I do believe my way of doing it worked just fine. So it was just like some few minor mistakes in terms of like edge cases where like, oh, you didn't have anything. Like either it was an empty string or it was just an empty list. So yeah. I don't remember why it didn't work, I think. Like, honestly, it worked. Like, my plan was well enough, I believe. Because I believe, like, the way they did this things was like, oh, first they encoded, like, they have, let's just call it temp string, which, first the temp was like, I'm just like doing like, this is like not necessary to do, I'm just doing it to explain like the way I remember it. They added the length of list to no sorry strings. It, it will convert. This should be right, yeah. I need to like declare it too, and afterwards they will go for as in strings. I believe they would just add it with a pound sign. So I think it was like 10 plus equals hashtag plus s is in the form string, yeah, and then return temp. I think that's how they did it, and now we can take. So now I've encoded it. It should be, for instance, if this Leetcode love you, it would be for hash. Oh, it's called hash. Never mind. Okay, for hash. Um, yeah, no, for hash need hash code hash love hash you. So the way I think it was relevant the first string, so I'm just gonna assume it. No, the problem is like if it's, yeah, because it can be longer than, obviously it can be longer than two decimals. Well, okay, we know for sure it's either the first and or the first and second. Uh, so we know that at least. I don't know if this is like optimal because the way I'm thinking is the because like this is the constraints. Should I work in terms of the constraints or should I work in like more general sense that oh it's 100 now, but I can expand it much more. I think that's a better way of thinking, even though the question says it's not necessary. I will actually note that down. I will note that with things like I noticed like I struggle a little bit with. I'm treated like oh what was I'm coding in general? Because in general, when I'm coding, I prefer to think of like the scalability of the code. My background is mainly from theory, you could say, and projects. I work more with project, and I'm not as familiar with like just writing Leetcode style of code. I notice I enjoy it, even though I'm really bad at it, but still. Anyways, now we're back to the decode. So yeah, I will treat it as I'm working in general in more of a work sense because I still think there's more value to it. So for the first, but I don't know if it's effective. Mm, I will think like how will be the most. Okay, I'm just out of curiosity. I just want to see like what happens if like S split on hash. Oops, that was incorrectly. Pardon me. There, what happened? Like, will I get somewhat? Yeah, I will actually get something. Like, okay, I can do that. Can I have a test case with more than four? No, we don't have more than four. It's probably a test case with more than four. I can create. Can I create it? Yeah, I can create it. Can't I? Oh, I can't. Okay, regardless. So we have this decode. So now I have this on the form of like a number in the beginning. So like the reason I'm like confused about it is that I could have easily done a join earlier. Like if I join them, like I really want to just do, okay, I just want to see how it works. And yeah, how is the join function? I will join with, is it space? No. Oh no, I want it on this form. Never mind, because I'm gonna return it on a list of strings. Yeah, so I'm actually on good track. Okay, so the first element will be the number for, okay, let me see. I'll just call it num. Would be d of 0. So for for in the range of num. Num should be a number, and it should be, yeah, it should be correct. If I'm not mistaken, it probably has to start on 1. However, in the case of 0, this would break, I think. I think this would break. Can I remove it? Or I could just do it like... I just think this is a bad way of doing it. I don't see like... I don't remember why they did it that way. I have to check it like in the submissions. I think I just want to get a solution that works. And then, yeah, make it more optimal. So we can answer this list. And append DE, it starts from 1. That's right on slicing. I'm bad at slicing. I need to really like track that. I've noted it down earlier. Okay, can I do it like, okay, num and list? Would this work? It probably would work, like, fine. Just to ensure it's correct, that is an integer and not a list. I think I actually need to do that, but to be fair, I'm not certain anymore. So ans append list of I return ans. I'm not certain this would work. Yeah, it would work, but I don't remember like why I need to do this route. Oh, oh, because it's on UTC, I'm not supposed to, because it has in hash. What did I use like previously? I used something else. I think I like you instead of the hash, I used something like, was it star? Maybe it was a star. But because I'm not familiar, I see the UTF-8 characters, so I don't know what characters are. I just think like does Python use UTF-8 as their main one? I think this. Okay, this is also here. But to be fair, like it noticed, like it actually gave the right number of lists items, so that's nice. So essentially, I just need to encode it with something weird that does not occur normally. Is like I don't know even now. I hope not. This is something that yeah, it worked because I don't believe this is part of the. I'm not certain. Either I just beat the cases because no one was thinking like, oh, let's use this. I don't. What's this symbol actually? I don't know. It's a paragraph or sections. Oh, it's a section sign. It's a part of the UTF. Can I find it? Okay, it's okay. It is a part of it. Still, so I'm not that happy with the code since firstly I don't like I would rather just use join and split, but I it didn't work when I did it previously, and I believe it's because of like the edge cases. But I don't think the edge cases were that important that it would be more beneficial to use it almost. I believe this is slower. But to be fair, I don't know how fast split and join functions are. This might actually be like optimal in sense of runtime, but yeah, it might be optimized in this in terms of runtime. It's just more the code looks better when I just use split and join, in my opinion. So how did they do it? This was the yeah, that was yeah the optimal. How is the optimal way? Yeah, it did something like this. Oh, they had the number two to ensure everything is correct, so it would be but my way worked, to be fair. But yeah, and then it solves the issue, like because I don't like the fact that I use a symbol that's in UTF-8 as it was a constraint that like oh we know all the characters used are within it. So in a weird edge case, for instance, if I'm gonna encode legal documents, it would probably be like yeah, this is wrong. Like I see, but I still don't understand. Like I understand how it works. I just don't understand why this would be the most optimal one. You know, the time, yeah, the time complexity is of why M? Is M is the sum of the length of all strings and the number of strings. Okay. Hmm. Weird. Yeah, but space complexity was never an issue. Like, oh wait a second, I actually use some space. Yeah, I have a space complexity of I don't know if it's constant or if it's n. I think it's constant. That's constant. Pretty sure. So I didn't like the way I solved this problem. How does it sound, by the way? I just realized. I normally I'm still like this is the second day of coding. I'm not familiar with how it works yet. This is the second day of coding. I'm not familiar with how it works yet. Is this the way I sound? Oh my god. Okay, back to business. Like I kind of miss. It's probably a function here. Like um. I miss. Oh no, I want it. Oh, that looks like a gear. It doesn't look like a sun. I understand. Yeah, okay, I understand what Nico is doing. Still not my forte. Um, I would like a timer, just like on the screens. I can like time myself how well I'm doing. Yeah, this one. Yesterday, the last thing I did before going to bed was to create this. It was not like necessary. I knew there was a smart way of doing it. I unfortunately looked at solutions. I don't remember completely how they did it, to be fair. Um, but yeah, this was just a mind. Okay, I know there's a way for me to like figure out um the boxes. So, for instance, this would be the simplest one. Like it would combine. How did it do it again? To be fair, I didn't completely understand uh how they solved it when I think about it. I would assume, yeah, this is kind of like because I saw the submission, like the solution, I just didn't read it well enough. I just saw like, oh yeah, they did this, and just went to bed. Because yeah, the thing I was struggling with yesterday, like I can brute force it so easily. Like first go through the columns, then rows, then squares, and just map it everything, hard code it. Which is, to be fair, I wouldn't say valid way of doing it, but it works. And if I'm still like I realize okay. But I realize like I'm still in the mindset of like oh as long as it works, it works. I want it to be optimized, but it's not priority. If often not time limits more important, and if it takes more time for me to find the optimized way of doing it, I would hard code it, even though this is some bad mindset. It worked well, like in school, but I will go away from it and think the optimized way. Okay, but anyways, we will create each of these as a dictionary, I believe. No, I don't need a dictionary. I can just do it on a list, can't I? No, I need a dictionary based on the. No, I can have a list of lists. Yeah, yeah, because it doesn't matter which row it is, as long as it's within one row. So I can have the column lists, the row, and the square. So now, and I don't need this checker anymore. I was like thinking, oh, okay, I can check every time, but I realized it's pretty hard. Or it's not hard. Again, the way I was thinking of, I get all the sections first, and then I can run this essentially. How many times is it? 27 times. Like I don't like that. I realize that that's recommended time and its number of exactly. So I should do it on one go, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, I don't need hints. Oh, I should use hints more because some issue I had earlier was that would I would look at the solutions, and because I've done it before, I was like, oh, I didn't bother. Something I realized now, I'm debating with myself. So like, I know no one's listening right now, or maybe one person's looking at me. But I don't know if I should practice it as an interview, like learn as you fight and fight as you learn. Like do it more, um, because now I realize I'm talking to as if someone is listening to the way I like in a more of a streamer sense, if that makes sense. Dude, I need to practice talking. But yeah, regardless. So yeah, I think I will continue the way I've been doing it now because I'm starting to get comfortable with this. Yesterday was horrible. Like, and I struggled to talk. I would be quiet for 10 minutes and be like, "Oh shit, I'm on camera and I'm talking." Anyways, does me are you solved without it? Okay, okay. Regardless, for I in the range of why I was thinking to human. Then of born for J in the range of then of board. Yeah, because now kind of wanted to say, oh, I use I and J because that's kind of the standard when you iterate through when you create a for loop that iterates through another for loop. So use I and J as just denotations. That is that word? I was going to say that I said it. But I was going to say it to explain to like a possible if someone's wanted to learn it or understand why I'm doing it this way I'm doing. But I realized that I would never do that in the interview. This is the wrong way. I don't know. I don't think it does matter. It just annoyed me that I can see the screws on my microphone. Anyways, where was I? Okay, for maybe I should do this when I think about it. Would this work? Just out of curiosity, like, does this work? Doesn't seem so, but okay, how? Okay, just I wanted to get the fifth element. Yeah, I wouldn't get. I would not get this. How would I create an empty? Can I like do it like this? 9? Would this work? Just test it out. Append call of 5 append test. I need like how do I make an this is embarrassing. How do I create an empty list with 9? How to create a list with 9 empty lists inside. Is there another way of doing that? Because I don't like that. Yeah, you use this because you don't it's a throwaway. You don't need it. You only use it, so you don't need to keep track of the number. I don't like this, but I see this as like might be the only possible way, or at least the best way. And the code is not like it wouldn't be like impossible for me to like think about. Yeah, like it where it worked. So yeah. So what did I do this way? So what I'm doing now is like I'm gonna add it to the respective columns, rows, and squares, as long as it's a digit. So let me see. If board of I, j, equals to dot, continue. Where's the break? I'll think about it later. Would continue, no, it would continue down the coding. So it should be would would this be better? So we have like the constraints, or do I need to like take and worry about redundancy? Maybe not. Maybe I do. To be fair, like I now this like just taking a step back. I'm not looking at it. I'm not trying to solve that. I'm using time on it. It's just that if I got this task for a real life job, I would assume it was correct because it was specifically Sudoku. And I wouldn't assume like okay, but to be fair, like if something is really badly coded, you could possibly like input letter and this would like remove this. Mm, nah. I think I'm thinking too much like practically, if that makes sense. So now I want to check if this exists in the respective column, row, or square. If not, I want to append it to the specific. Hmm. Oh, I really dislike having so many if and else sentences. But I think I will do it just to like, oh, this is not a brute force way necessary, but it's like brute force in the sense I'm not optimizing it. I'm not even trying to optimize it. So if in, and now comes the interesting part. Call should be I. It's gonna be massive. Or row should be in J. Or and now comes the thing. How did I solve that again? The square was 0 to 9. What did I think here? Like, if I sum it up, what will happen? This is gonna be so tedious. I'm just curious. Let me please. Is this 9? Is the product? Yeah. So just wait. Just out of curiosity. Yeah, I work in the way to create this type of. Yeah. Yeah. This is. And I want my college back. I would just point out that this is not the way they solved it. I kind of want to do it my own way, and that's the reason I'm doing this way. Because this would be like my actual way of thinking. If it's optimal is another question, but that's how I do my things. And there was like a light green or something. Oh, this is a nice color. And then it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be purple. I just want to see. So it's a range between 2 to 6, 5 to. Okay, never mind. That didn't work. That did not work as I hoped it would. I would hope like it would divide better than it did. Because what they did was pretty smart, was my problem with it. Mm-hmm. What happened here? I'm just thinking out loud. Well, because what they did was actually pretty smart. I don't remember how they did the squares, to be fair. Okay, I should not do this now because I know how to solve this. I just want to do it like how did they, like there was something cool here. Yeah, oh, you can do that? Yeah, you would probably can could do that. How it default dict, that's how they did it. That's the difference. Okay. And yeah, didn't matter, it was like before. If continue, wouldn't it continue here? What does? Just out of curiosity. I always wonder, like, is this me or is it like a person just watching me? I don't mind it. Like, I would love to people for people to watch me. Just like I can interact and possibly learn something new. But yeah, I'm always slightly confused by that. Oh, it just skips it. Yeah, which is what I want to do. But the reason I'm confused is like, yeah, because this is what I wanted to do. Yeah, see. And this is what why add for? Yeah, add. It's not append? Okay, because the default dict. How does default do? Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. I will call mine for still good. And it's a set because set only has unique elements. Anyway, so it's continue to be fair. But I would do it on this way. Yeah, because I didn't know they could do that. But yeah, I would do it on this way first. And square was which makes sense because that was what I looked at yesterday. I was like, oh, this is genius. This is exactly what I wanted. If return if return false. else. There's not necessarily an else. Like I realized I struggle to like. I think this is more correct in the sense that, yeah, that it's a shorter runtime. Wouldn't this be more optimal than having not the else sentence? I'm not sure. Okay. Call of I add was apparently the keyword for it. Row of J. Yeah. And square of I. Okay, so by the way, this does it round up or down, actually? Wouldn't this be 0? Regardless. And if it for some reason finally gets through all of this, I will return true. Okay, how did it? Why does this not work? Because why is the issue on square? Why is that actually issue here? Like, he doesn't import it anyways because it's probably, yeah, it was a sub. Because I would say, like, I'm thinking correctly. Again, I realized I made a mistake, so I switched the name of column row. In real life, I would have checked it. I just didn't bother now. This is such a bad, like, mindset to have, actually. But why does this not work? Oh, and this is within the paragraph. Okay, yeah, fair. That's completely fair. Yeah, I wasn't aware of this default dict. I should be more aware next time, but yeah. Oh, I'm done. That's nice. Why did I do 2 pointers for? Because I've done this before. That's for the reason. Yeah, now finally on to stacks. I actually enjoy stacks. I would say I know stacks. Yeah, I would say I know stacks. I wouldn't say it's my favorite type of like it's favorite in my instance that like I like the way it's created. Yeah, I saw something, I didn't completely see it. I just got a notification just checking if it isn't anything important. Doesn't seem so, so I'm not gonna bother. Yeah. Like, can I just create a set like this is like, oh, I was on the create a map, I remember. How was I supposed to do this again? Um, it's by definition a dictionary, but because I explain how I would attack this problem. It's pretty simple. Every time you see the ending of parenthesis, you would pop it from the stack and pop the next one. And if it's not, you would add it to the stack. So yeah, it would be correct. Because how did it do it? Was it like, because I want to, okay, I just do it the brute force way just to like explain, show me that I know what's up. Okay, I call the stack just a list. So for char, oh, do I get it? Yeah, I get it. Char in S. Doesn't want to work. Or I in range of S. So if, okay, because what I did was if, will be if, like I said, this is a horrible code. I know like what I can do. I can do if this is like, well, the closing for normal one, or the I can make like three if else sentences. I don't like that though. I can do it for now, just to like showcase that I know. And I can guarantee the previous one is pop, so they would stack pop. Else, hmm. Okay, I'm gonna try something. This might actually be incorrect. This might actually be incorrect. Else, stack, append, s of I. Oh, I need to now remember, like, if it's, the question is true or false. It would work, it just, yeah, now I remember, like, why this didn't work. Okay, if equals to this, stack pop, if stack of s of I equals to, then I would pop. I don't like this many if sentences in my code. Return false. Else if I just copy this whole thing actually. curly. Just copy all of this. There has to be a better way of doing this. And if it goes through everything, it will return true. No. Oh, oh no, never mind. It was if stack true else return false. This is such. I don't like the way I've written this. Why is this incorrect? Isn't this is empty? Shouldn't would this be false? So this probably solves everything. Still, it's not stack. Nope. Because what's the issue now? It's not as if of eyes it would return false. Okay, if is it look? Hmm, that's stack. Is it peak or look? I peak or top. Okay, I remember. Like it should be. I remember. I remember. Stack -1. No, and then this is fun. Oh, this is the correct. Yeah. Yeah. Never mind. I is it or not stack? Would this work, or do I need to like create another? I was yeah, still this no, why this what what huh? Oh, wrong placement, pardon. Oh my god, what am I doing? If stack, yeah. That's better. And still that issue. I could just go back to what I had previously. I feel it's so dumb that I need to check it every single time for each of this. Hmm. I will do it just to do it. Stack. Would this solve it? I really dislike my code now. Like, generally, this is bad code. Yeah, it works. It works. Hey guys. Now I want to optimize it. I think that's the easiest way of optimizing it into one is just creating a map, which I believe also the solution would do. Yeah, that's the brute force. Yeah, they created a map. Oh, yeah, this is so much more clean. This is so much more clean, but I kind of saw it. Okay, yeah, that's also a way to write it. But yeah, this is so yeah. Yeah, this is so much more clean. Because what did I end? Oh, did I make this myself? Damn, I got smart back then. I probably saw some videos or something. Oh shit, what time is it? I better be stopping now. I need to go exercise. Yeah, this will be for this session. Thank you very much for now, and see you later.